welcome back to my channel, and this is the first video of mine of 2020, so happy new year to everyone. I hope everyone had a lovely happy new year. Obviously I know not for everyone that is the case. Everything going on in Australia with the bushfires, and it just makes me so scary how fast it's spreading, how big the fires are, people have lost homes, and the amount of wildlife that has been killed and destroyed is just very scary. The animals, everything like that. And I just commend all the firefighters and the emergency services. Like, that must be the scariest job to have right now, tackling that. And yeah, I honestly couldn't imagine being in that position or that situation. So my heart goes out to the whole of Australia. It is crazy. So and then on Twitter it was World War III was trending, so that was great. So yeah, obviously not everywhere in the world has gone off to a great new year. Obviously there must be so many things that aren't televised that we don't know about that's happening throughout the world. But I really hope you have had a good start to the new year. And what I will do is I will leave a link down below if you wanted to make a donation to help the fires going on in Australia and try and combat them somehow. Obviously no pressure, but I'll just leave that link down below just in case you wanted to. So yeah, it kind of feels a bit pointless to be playing with makeup right now, as it's just makeup's just a very vain, silly thing to play with. But I kind of hope that my videos are kind of like an escapism, like a place to kind of escape just for the reality of the world and everything that's happening, just for like either 10 minutes or half an hour or whatever. So, and yeah, I'm not really sure what else to say on that. It's just absolutely devastating. Okay, so now going into this video. So it seems to be a tradition of mine that every first video I do after a new year tends to be quite a fresh, minimal makeup look. I think it's because I do a lot of kind of more party looks leading up to Christmas, and it's kind of like a new year, fresh start, fresh makeup look. So I thought I would do that. It's not going to be anything, like I said, exciting, because it is just a minimal makeup look, but I know people do enjoy those. And I thought I would talk about some of the goals I have for 2020, and then also some of the video ideas that I've got, and see if you're interested and things like that. So if you would like to watch my video, then please keep on watching. Okay, so I'm going to start off by prepping my skin with the In Transit Camera Close-Up from This Works. So it's the Mask, Moisturiser and Primer in one. And then because my skin, I'm going to add a bit more hydration to my skin, just because the holidays have not been great on my skin. As you can see, it was doing so well and it's just gone very backwards. But I do think that's down to what I've been eating and drinking. So I'm going to go down to the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. Just add extra boost to the skin. I'm not going to do foundation in today's video, I'm just going to do concealer. Like I said, keep it quite light and fresh. Let's start with the goals that I have for 2020 and then move on to video ideas afterwards. So obviously for concealer, I'm going to go in my Hint Beauty concealer. So I'll start with kind of a smaller one. So one thing I really would like to do is actually cut down on the amount of coffee I drink. So I used to be quite a big tea drinker. I've now turned into a big coffee drinker instead, to kind of boost my energy. But I have noticed that actually if I don't drink coffee, I feel a lot more tired now. So I think my body's kind of relying on it too much, and sometimes it gives me a headache, sometimes it can make me feel a bit ill as well. But it's kind of just become a habit that's hard to break. So I do want to kind of cut down on the amount of coffee. I don't really drink normal tea anymore, but I do like herbal tea, so I might just substitute in and stuff like that. And I think it's going to be interesting to begin with, because like I said, if I don't drink coffee for a while, suddenly my body has, it's like the withdrawal symptoms. My body becomes so tired and I can feel it in my body. So I think that's something I want to do, which again is quite a small little goal, but it's definitely a goal of mine. Another goal of mine is to cut down the amount of time I spend on my phone on social media, because it is ridiculous. I've actually got a thing on my phone, it tells me the average time spent on my phone a day or a week. And it turns out the average a day I look on my phone is 5 to 6 hours, which is actually ridiculous. And I didn't really realise I was doing that either, spending that much time. And actually it's just so unnecessary. So I want to cut down the amount of time I spend on my phone. And if I go on social media, I want it to be for a purpose. Because sometimes I like to see what my friends are up to, if I know they've gone away or whatever. Sometimes obviously I like to get inspiration for other makeup people, artists and stuff like that. But most of the time I'm on it just for the sake of being on it and not actually doing anything. So if I'm posting something, obviously then I'd go on social media, I'd post it, then I'd come off it again. It's the first thing I do when I wake up is then check on my phone and check out all my social media, which again is a really stupid thing to do, and I used to do it before I went to bed as well, which is a very bad thing to do, to be on your phone just before bed. So my goal is to, like, when I get up, don't check my phone straight away. I get up, make my bed, make breakfast, do whatever I need to do, and then once I've kind of achieved some jobs like that around the house, then maybe check my phone and see what's going on. And then kind of that's it. I don't really need to check it for the rest of the day. Unless I get a comment on one of my photos, then maybe I will. But I need to make sure as well before I go to bed that I don't go on my phone at all and check social media, because it's so like bad for your sleeping and just in general. So that brings on to the next thing, where I want to do more stuff that doesn't involve needing my phone. So one of the things I love doing over Christmas, and I always get given one as like an annual Christmas present, is a puzzle. And I really enjoy doing puzzles. I find it so therapeutic and stuff like that. But the only time I ever do it is over the Christmas period, because I always get one for Christmas and I spend time off from work doing it, and I absolutely love it. So I want to make that more of a goal, to try and do maybe at least one puzzle a month. And in the evenings, because I'm someone who can't go straight to bed, who can't go upstairs and go straight to bed. I need like that time just to wind down. So obviously before I was using my phone. So now I want to kind of switch it up and maybe do a puzzle for an hour before I go to bed, or even just half an hour before I go to bed. Or read a book. I want to try and read at least one book a month. I'm so bad with reading. I used to only really do it if I go on holidays, and kind of the holidays where you just literally do nothing and relax by a pool or something, then I'd read loads of books. But otherwise I don't really do it. In the summer I do a bit more, because we tend to like sit outside and enjoy the sun safely with SPF and stuff. But yeah, and then I would read a bit more. But otherwise, if we're inside, I don't know why, I just rarely ever read. And it's so good for you to read and stuff like that. So I kind of want to substitute my phone time for activities like that. So if you've got any other suggestions, then obviously let me know. And then I want to really properly learn the piano. I do have a keyboard and I've kind of messed around with it before, but I never really sat down and properly learnt it. And they say, what's what my dad said, apparently it takes 10,000 hours for you to be an expert at something. I could be wrong with that saying, but that's what he said. So I kind of want to properly sit down and do that, and kind of almost not document it, but I would quite like to document it as well. And just see the progress, because I think that'd be really cool and stuff like that. But yeah, I want to learn it properly and stuff like that. I also own a ukulele, which I've learnt the old song on, but I haven't learnt that properly. But yeah, I think piano out of the instruments is definitely something I want to do. I can play the flute. It was kind of my instrument I played throughout school and high school and stuff like that. And I have my own flute. I haven't played it in about 10 years, I'd say. So I'm probably a bit rusty on it. But yeah, it's definitely something, another thing I would love to do. So kind of, yeah, stuff like that to replace phone time, basically. I've been training up in lashes and things like that, and I need 2 more case studies till I'm actually qualified. So that's another goal, is to get those 2 case studies done and qualify in that, so I can kind of expand my makeup bit. So it's not just doing wedding makeup, because I don't do it that often at all, because it's quite high. Well, I've struggled to get into it. I'm very bad at advertising as well, so that's probably the issue. But going into more the beauty side of it, I think actually there's more opportunities there. So that's my plan. So that is another goal of mine, obviously, to actually qualify in that, and I can kickstart that one off. That'd be amazing. So I didn't actually mean to set my skin then, because I actually wanted to go in with this Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless filter just to give that glow to my skin. And like I said, I really want to find a clean beauty version of this, just because I think it's such a beautiful product. I don't necessarily want it to have the coverage aspect. That's not necessarily like essential for me, but it's more that glow, that lit from within glow that doesn't have the shimmer at all, doesn't have any sparkle or anything like that. And that's kind of what I'm after, because I've tried a few like creamy highlights at Clean Beauty. I think I had the Vapor Organics highlighting stick, and that was pretty, but it felt quite a bit too creamy on the skin. It wasn't really liquid, it was more creamy, and it definitely had shimmer going through it as well. So I just want something like this that kind of actually almost looks like your skin is naturally glowing. I just think it would be so pretty. And that brings me on to another goal. So I said this last year and I failed, but I've actually made progress on it this year, kind of already. So I do want to learn more about ingredients and the Clean Beauty world properly. At the moment I just use what I know is Clean Beauty, and if it works, perfect. If it doesn't, then I don't use it again. So I've approaching it more from like a makeup side as opposed to actually understanding about why stuff is clean beauty. So from going forward, how I'm going to do this is every time I make a new purchase, or thinking about making a new purchase, kind of read through the ingredients, see whether these ingredients are good or not. So I mentioned before, I've got the Think Dirty app. Like, this is what it looks like, and then you can go and type in, either type in a product you know, and it'll come up, hopefully if it's on the database, and list whether it's clean or not, or how good the ingredients are, or you can search in categories. So how it rates is 1 to 3 is green, so that's clean, and then you've got 4 to 6 is yellow, so it's half and half. So it's like quite a lot of it's clean, but a few like not so clean products, ingredients in there. For example, the Lily Lolo Mineral Foundation is in I think it's rated a 5 or a 6. And then you've got 7 to 9, which is red, which is basic dirty ingredient. I find if you can't find a product on there, because you can submit a product as well for it to evaluate, but it takes a while and sometimes they don't see it because it's just a kind of small app. So actually you can then go onto EWG database, and you can actually, if you've got the website of the product, you can copy and paste the ingredients. It has a lot more on there, so you can maybe type in the product and it might come up with it. Or you can actually, I did that with a new product of mine, which I will talk about when I test it out. I put the copy and paste the ingredients in, and it gave me a report. It's not as accurate if you do it that way, because it's kind of hasn't been fully looked into. If it's not on the database, it hasn't fully been looked into. So it's kind of like something to base it off, but it's not an accurate report. But it gives an interesting insight and stuff like that. So any new product, I'm going to run it through there and see kind of whether it is good or not, because I have got 2 new products that aren't clean beauty, that are conventional makeup. Both were on my wish list. One I got for a Christmas present, one I did purchase myself, and it's interesting to see. I put them both through the database, and it's interesting to see the results, and I will tell you about them when I actually get to those. So I thought that's how I'm going to do it, instead of like overloading myself and trying to do it all at once, because I just think that's not going to work for me. I'm going to, every new purchase, I'm going to try and do it that way, and then I can gradually learn about the ingredients slowly, and then kind of hopefully learn. And that's another goal. So I'm going with the Ritual de Fille Inner Glow Cream Pot or cream pigment in Delirium. It's like a cream blush. So again, I really shouldn't have set my skin, but it's fine, it's going to work. That's another goal of mine. I'd like to make all my personal makeup eventually transfer completely to clean beauty, because I actually really enjoy clean beauty. I think there's some really beautiful products out there, and a lot of my base stuff is pretty much almost all clean beauty. There's obviously eye products that I have that aren't necessarily clean and stuff like that, but I would like to actually transfer everything across. Like I've mentioned before, my special effects stuff, it's just not possible. Like, I can be cruelty free and vegan with that, but I can't, like, you can't get clean liquid latex or stuff like that. But I will try and make it as clean as I possibly can in that department as well. And like I said, I have got a lot of conventional makeup left over. So obviously I mentioned my 2019 favourites that I really like, this Bible palette. So obviously it will still crop up in videos because I want to use it up instead of just wasting it. I do really enjoy it, but once it's used up, then I won't repurchase it necessarily. I am quite good at decluttering makeup every so often, which I'll give to friends, family, or donate if it's in good condition, or if it's bad then I will just chuck. So I'm quite good at doing that every so often. I'll probably try and use like more of this stuff for the special effects stuff when I do it on my Instagram and things, but it's just something that I would like to get more into, and I just think some of the stuff's so pretty. But having said that as well, if there is like a drugstore product that isn't classed as clean beauty, that actually has really good ingredients and is rated quite well, I will share that as well, because I did notice on the Think Dirty app that the e.l.f. Essential Eye Primer is classed as a 3, so it's a green, clean product, and all the ingredients are listed between 2 and 3. So if stuff like that crops up, then obviously I'll share it with you, because I know, like I said, in the UK it's not that accessible, clean beauty. It can be a little bit expensive as well, not everything, but it can be. So I don't know, I just thought I'd actually try this time with the whole ingredients side of things, but I will need help along the way for sure. The other silly goals I'd like to do this year, I really want to make my own wig. I know it sounds a bit crazy, but I know how to knot. We do like moustache knotting whilst I did the course a couple of years ago, so I know how to kind of know the basics to do like an actual wig, but I would like to just try and make my own wig. I just thought it might be quite fun and interesting to do, and again it's something to do that's not on the phone. So yeah, that's another thing I like to do. And also I'd really like to try and actually make some prosthetic pieces. I know I don't really do that on here, I do that more on my Instagram, but I would like to actually sit and make some. So maybe try and do one every 2 months, and it can be simple, like just making a nose or just making even a scar, just to practice my skills. That is what I want to do, but actually make pieces as opposed to, so special effects, like you can stick liquid latex on your skin, pull it apart, then fill it with like fake blood and make it look bloody. That's kind of special effects. Prosthetics is like actually moulding stuff, sculpting stuff and creating like a 3D piece. That's what I would really like to kind of achieve as well. So it's just like silly personal goals that I'd like to do. Moving on to kind of what kind of makeup looks I would like to do at some point. So I have a few like suggestions already. Someone says they really like me to do like a back to basics kind of makeup series or something like that, where I talk through kind of like, say I'll go with the base, talk through what products work, what don't, for different skin types, skin tones, all that, and kind of the tools I'd use, so what brushes work best with what kind of products, and the different finishes and like things like that. And then I could do one that's kind of more eye focused to give like simple techniques, depending on different eye shapes, or if you want to work with colour or something like that. So that's a potential that I might do if you guys are interested. I know someone said in the festive Q&A, will I do more, can I do more fashion videos? And like I said, I'm not particularly fashionable, but what I can do is incorporate a lot more kind of get readies with me. So if I'm going somewhere, or even if I'm just going to work, I can do like a makeup, hair and outfit type thing. Like I said, not very fashionable, and I don't purchase a lot of clothes. I'm more of a makeup purchaser as opposed to a clothes purchaser, buyer in fact. So I can do that. Maybe if like, so I'm going to the theatre in like about 2 weeks, see Ghost Stories in Bath, so maybe I could do like a small get ready with me then and make something of that. So not necessarily something always very dressy, but even just an everyday look, I can definitely do that if, again, that's something everyone would be interested in. Do you know, a video I'd really like to bring back, I did a while ago, was the viewer decides my makeup look, but I thought I'd do it as in a viewer decides my entire video. So that could be a makeup look, and if you know I've got products, you can literally list the products that you want me to use. You can even send me pictures of kind of like the kind of makeup that you want me to do or recreate, or literally you can dictate the makeup look. Or maybe I thought you could do something, if you wanted a first impressions on something, then you can decide that, or any kind of makeup related video. Or if you wanted to see a completely different video from me, that would be your opportunity to decide exactly what kind of video you wanted to see from me. So I thought it'd be fun. Like I said, before I did it was a viewer decided my makeup look, but I thought actually it might be quite fun if like a viewer decided my entire video. And then yeah, like I said, if there's something new you wanted to see from me, you can kind of put that across to me. I can then do it and we can see how it goes down with everyone else, kind of thing. So I just thought that might be something a little bit fun. Again, if you're interested, then you'll have to let me know down below. Right, I'm not going to put any eyeshadow on my eyes. Like I said, it's very minimal look. I'm just going to do a light layer of mascara. So I'm going to go in with the Avril mascara. Just give my upper lashes a light coating. Obviously, I need to bring back some more editorial looks. I have not done it in a long time, and they are possibly one of my favourite makeup looks to do. So that is obviously something else I really want to bring back. I'm going to pop some gloss on. So this is the Whisper gloss from Lily Lolo. So that is this video complete. Those are kind of, this is the fresh minimal makeup look that I've gone for. Something very simple, obviously, just kind of what I do when I first come back after a year. In the new year. Those are kind of my goals for 2020. I'd love to hear what your goals are, and like I said, give me any suggestions I can do in things of different activities or hobbies I can do that don't involve the phones. Like I said, I want to read more, do puzzles. I love puzzles. Like I said, trying to actually make a wig from scratch throughout the whole year will definitely keep me off my phone occupied. Yeah, and those are kind of my makeup ideas to start off with 2020. So let me know your thoughts and opinions of those down below. Like I said, I really hope everyone had a happy new year. Different people around the world, it has not been the best start, and I just hope things can be resolved as quickly as possible. it's very scary sometimes when you think about it properly, and it would be nice to see some good news within the news at some points. So yeah, all my thoughts and prayers goes to everyone in Australia that's suffering at the moment, and anyone else around the world that we're not seeing, that isn't televised, is suffering. Then obviously my thoughts and prayers go to them as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't too long or rambly, and yeah, I look forward to seeing you in my next video.